Tonight on Mello TV Sports, Bobby Reid scores for Fulham as they get their first win of the season, while Leeds lose to Leicester City. Phil Simmons says the Windies players are ready for their tour of New Zealand. And the Delhi Capitals defeated the Royal Challengers Bangalore in the IPL. We begin tonight's Mello TV Sports with some breaking news as 1986 World Cup winner Diego Maradona has been admitted to hospital. Now, reports out of Argentina, the South American country, has stated that his condition is thought not to be serious, but he was transferred to the Ipenza clinic in La Palta, 1 hour outside of the country's capital of Buenos Aires. He is the coach of Gimnasia y Esgrima. Still on football, Reggae boy Bobby Reid was on the score sheet as Fulham today secured their first win of the Premier League season thanks to a 2-0 victory against West Brom at Craven Cottage. The damage was done in 4 first half minutes as Reid's header in the 26th minute and Ola Aina's thunderbolt on minute 30 saw Fulham stormed into the lead. The victory sees Fulham move out of the relegation zone and above West Brom, who slip into the bottom 3. West Brom remains without a league win this season. Reid, along with his Fulham teammate Michael Hector, have been named in a Reggae Boys squad for back-to-back friendlies away to Saudi Arabia later this month. Elsewhere on the day, former Reggae boy Wes Morgan was a late sub as Leicester City defeated Leeds United 4-1. Yuri Tielemans scored twice as the Foxes moved to within a point of Premier League leaders and defending champions Liverpool. Jamie Vardy was involved in the Foxes' first 3 goals, scoring 1 for himself as they picked up their 4th win in a row. Ajax have become the latest Champions League club to be hit by coronavirus, with 11 players testing positive ahead of their tie against FC Midtjylland tomorrow. The club has not disclosed the name of the players, and it is currently unclear if the game will go ahead, despite Ajax naming a reduced 17-man squad for the trip to Denmark. Ajax are third in Champions League Group D with 1 point from 2 games, 5 points adrift of leaders Liverpool and 3 behind Atalanta. Ajax match against FC Midtjylland is not the only game affected, with Bayern Munich confirming defender Niklas Süle tested positive for COVID-19 and is currently self-isolating on the eve of their Champions League match at Red Bull Salzburg. Spanish champions Real Madrid, bottom of Group B, have also been hit with defender Eder Militao testing positive for coronavirus ahead of their home game against third-place Inter Milan tomorrow. Meanwhile, 6 Dynamo Kiev players and 5 members of staff have tested positive before Wednesday's Champions League Group G game against Barcelona in Spain. Dynamo are third in Group G with 1 point, 5 behind leaders Barcelona. All 40 English FA Cup Round 1 ties, including those involving non-elite teams, will be played as planned from November 6 to November 9. Elite sports can continue behind closed doors during the 4-week lockdown from Thursday, but rules on grassroots and amateur sport are being finalized. The government has confirmed that the 10 non-elite teams left in the FA Cup can play under elite protocols. Golf courses, driving ranges, and tennis courts in England have been told to close until at least December 3. All the matches will be played behind closed doors, with losing teams set to receive a share of prize money to lessen the financial impact of no fans attending. We bowl over to cricket news now. West Indies coach Phil Simmons has backed the players arriving on the New Zealand tour from the IPL to be ready for the T20 International Series at the end of November. This despite the fact that they will not have completed their managed isolation until the eve of the opening match in Auckland. While the remainder of the touring party arrived on Friday after a 54-hour journey from the Caribbean, 6 members of the T20 international squad, including Captain Kieran Pollard, will leave the UAE following the conclusion of the IPL on November 10. The other players to join Pollard are Fabian Allen, Sherman Hitmar, Kimo Paul, Nicholas Puran, O'Shane Thomas, and Test captain Jason Holder, who is not a part of the T20 squad. Simmons, however, does not believe the benefits of being in the competitive environment of the EPL would wear off during their 2 weeks of managed isolation, where players are able to train in various sized bubbles. West Indies, who last played T20s in early March against Sri Lanka when they won the series 2-0, will be missed by 2 of their key all-rounders, with Dwayne DJ Bravo ruled out through an injury sustained at the IPL and Andre Dre Russell opting out of the tour. Simmons, however, said this was a chance for other players to press their claim for next year's T20 World Cup in India following the postponement of the 2020 event in Australia, which would have been taking place now if it weren't for the COVID-19 pandemic. The Delhi Capitals, the team of West Indies player Sherman Hitmar, today beat the Royal Challengers Bangalore by 6 wickets for second place in the IPL standings. Hitmar was not a part of the lineup, but Shakhar Dhawan and Ajinkya Rahan both hit half centuries to end Delhi Capitals' losing streak and edge out RCB for second. Dhawan 54 from 41 balls and Rahane 60 from 46 shared a second wicket stand of 88 as the Capitals, stumbling after 4 straight defeats, overhauled RCB's total of 152 for 7 with an over to spare in Abu Dhabi. Delhi's 6-wicket success means they will now face defending champions Mumbai Indians and Kieran Pollard in the playoffs on Thursday, with the winners going through to the IPL finals. The Challengers' overall run weight was enough to ensure they also make the playoffs, with either Kolkata Knight Riders or Sunrisers Hyderabad their opponents in the first eliminator on Friday. Now on to track and field news. A Swiss court today started hearing Russia's appeal against the 4-year ban imposed on its athletes competing at major international events under their own flag over allegations of doctoring laboratory data. At a 4-day hearing, the Lausanne-based Court of Arbitration for Sport could confirm that Russian athletes cannot compete under their flag at next year's Tokyo Olympic Games. Russia, which has tried to showcase itself as a global sports power, has denied the allegations against it, but has been embroiled in doping scandals since a 2015 report commissioned by the World Anti-Doping Body Agency, WADA, found evidence of mass doping among track and field athletes. Many of its athletes have been sidelined from the past 2 Olympics, and the country was stripped of its flag at the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympic Winter Games as punishment for state-sponsored doping at the Sochi 2014 Games. Now to end tonight's sports package, we present you with the play of the night, Zlatan's 30-yard bicycle kick goal versus England.
Crystal Palace. Hart didn't quite get that right. Oh, look at that! That is absolutely astonishing. You won't see a better goal than that this season. He's got all 4, and Sweden have rather embarrassed him into the second half here. How much did he have to do, Ibrahimovic? I mean, that is simply fantastic. The anticipation initially, then the technique, the agility.
And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Tamara Mikhail.
Thank you, Christopher. And now to end tonight's newscast, here are the main points. The Ministry of Health and Wellness has identified a cluster of 74 positive COVID-19 cases at a facility run by Missionaries of the Poor, with which it is now working to contain the spread. Jamaica recorded one more COVID-19 related death and 126 new cases on Sunday, increasing the total number of COVID-19 fatalities to 210 and bringing the total number of infections on record for Jamaica to 9,257. Concerned residents on Harbour Drive in Harbour View are appealing to the relevant authorities to fix a gully that often overflows with flood waters, resulting in sections of their properties being eroded. And the St. James Municipal Corporation Disaster Committee held an emergency meeting yesterday as a severe weather alert was issued for the country. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Tamar McHale. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.
The Mello TV Evening News at 8 was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you think you've been exposed to COVID-19, stay home, self-isolate immediately and call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.